They said she was built different. They said she was born for the bright lights, the roaring crowds, the pressure of every possession. They said Caitlin Clark could carry a franchise, a fanbase, a league. And you know what? She has, and then some. But as the headlines shift from her dazzling three-pointers to something far more sobering, it's time we stop and ask, who's really protecting Caitlin Clark? Because this latest chapter, it's not just about a groin injury. It's not just another medical update. No, this is a warning flare. A red flag. And it's not one to be waved at the refs or the opposing players. This flag points inward, at the Indiana Fever. Yes, the very team that stood on the podium, beaming with pride the day they drafted her number 1 overall. The very team that markets her likeness across arenas, cities, and social media posts. The same team that has made her the face of their future, and now, the face of their exhaustion. Caitlin Clark has withdrawn from the WNBA All-Star Game. Not because she wanted to. Not because she chose to. But because her body, her instrument, her engine, her livelihood, could no longer keep up with the demands placed upon it. And let's be crystal clear, this is not the same injury from July 9th. This is not the groin injury that sidelined her a few days ago. This is not the quad strain that robbed her of 5 games earlier in the season. This is something new, a fresh blow, a different wound, a cumulative result of asking too much, too fast, too often. And the blame, it doesn't fall on the league, or the media, or the fans. It falls squarely on the shoulders of the Indiana Fever. Because they had the responsibility. They had the duty. They had the data. They knew the load. They knew the minutes. They knew the toll. And yet, they ran her out there again. Game after game. Travel after travel. Collision after collision. They watched her grimace. They saw her limp. They heard her breathe heavy. And still, they asked for more. More leadership. More minutes. More magic. Because Caitlin Clark wasn't just their point guard, she was their business plan. She wasn't just their scorer, she was their story. But this story, it's reaching a painful chapter. A chapter where the brilliance gets dimmed by burnout. Where the highlight reels are interrupted by ice packs. Where joy gives way to exhaustion. And now, she's not walking onto the all-star stage she earned. She's not lining up for the three-point contest that had fans salivating. She's not wearing the jersey that millions were ready to buy. Instead, she's resting. Because she has to. Because her body said, enough. And isn't that the most heartbreaking part? That a rookie, just a few months into her professional career, has already hit the wall. This isn't normal. This isn't sustainable. And this cannot become the new standard. Because Caitlin Clark is a generational talent, but even generational talents have limits. Even phenoms need rest. Even icons bleed. So when we talk about this injury, don't let it get lost in the shuffle of box scores or TV debates. This isn't about toughness. This isn't about grit. This is about care. This is about foresight. This is about responsibility. Because when a player gives you everything, you owe it to her to give her everything back. And what the Indiana Fever gave her was a schedule overloaded, a workload relentless, a support system that didn't say, wait, when they should have. That didn't say, rest, when they could have. That didn't say, protect, when it mattered most. And now the consequences are here. Not just for Clark, but for the league, for the fans, for the game. The All-Star Game is missing its brightest star. The three-point contest is missing its biggest draw. The sport is missing its moment. Because someone, somewhere in that organization, failed to hit the brakes. And here's the truth. If you build your foundation on one player's back, you better make sure that back is being cared for. If your success hinges on her presence, you better guard her like she's your franchise. Because she is. And she deserves better. She deserves a team that's as committed to her longevity as they are to her marketing. She deserves a staff that understands how to manage minutes, not just maximize profit. She deserves to walk into every game knowing that her well-being is priority one. And when she says she's incredibly sad and disappointed, we should all be listening. Because this isn't just sadness over missing a weekend. It's disappointment in a system that let her down. It's heartbreak in a moment that should have been hers to own. So if you're angry, be angry. If you're frustrated, let it out. But don't direct that fury at the opponents. Don't hurl it at the refs. Look inward. Look at the team that asked for everything. And gave too little in return. Indiana, this is your wake-up call. Because the next time it might not just be a groin. It might not just be an All-Star game. It might be a career derailed. A legend dimmed. A spark put out before it could truly shine. Don't let that happen. Don't make her regret how much she gave. Don't ask her to carry more than she should. Because Caitlin Clark has already carried enough. Now, it's time for someone to carry her.